Hey, Chiefs fan, let's take a moment to look back at just how far this team has come. Over the past few seasons, we've been living in a golden era of Kansas City football. Super Bowl victories, playoff dominance, it's been an incredible ride. And at the center of it all, Patrick Mahomes, doing things no one else in the league can even dream of. But it's not just Mahomes. Andy Reid's brilliant coaching and the team's offensive firepower have made the Chiefs a dynasty in the making. We've seen dazzling comebacks, unforgettable moments, and a level of consistency that most teams can only envy. Yet, even dynasties have their cracks. Nobody's invincible, right? The Chiefs have faced their share of struggles, from injuries to tough opponents who find ways to exploit their weaknesses. And as we look ahead to the next season, it's clear there are areas where the team needs to improve if they want to stay on top. So, here's a question for you. What's been your favorite Chiefs moment from the last few seasons? Was it Mahomes' 13-second magic against the Bills? Or maybe the Super Bowl 54 victory? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious to see what stands out for you. Now, as we dive into some of the challenges the Chiefs might face next season, remember, even the best teams need to evolve to stay ahead. Stick around because we're just getting started. All right, let's talk about one of the most critical parts of any football team, the offensive line. For the Chiefs, this unit has been the backbone of the offense, keeping Patrick Mahomes upright and giving him the time to work his magic. But looking ahead to next season, there are some real concerns here. One issue is age. Key players, especially on the left side, are getting older, and with age comes the risk of decline. Add injuries into the mix, and things can get dicey quickly. You saw how crucial a solid offensive line was during the Super Bowl runs. When the line holds, Mahomes thrives. But when it doesn't? Well, we all remember that tough Super Bowl 55 loss to the Buccaneers when Mahomes was running for his life. Another concern is depth. Injuries happen. It's football after all. The question is, does Kansas City have the right backups to step in when needed? Right now, it's not looking like a sure thing. Sure, the team could address these issues in the draft or free agency, but replacing experienced veterans is never easy. So, what's the solution? Some fans think the Chiefs should focus on drafting young, athletic linemen who can develop into long-term starters. Others argue for targeting seasoned free agents who can step in immediately. What about you? Who do you think the Chiefs should prioritize, rookies or proven veterans? Drop your thoughts in the comments. As we move forward, keep in mind that protecting Mahomes isn't just about the offensive line. It's about maintaining the rhythm of an offense that has become one of the most dangerous in the league. And next, we'll shift gears to the other side of the ball, the defense, and look at how it can step up to match the offense's success. Now, let's shift our focus to the defense. While the Chiefs' offense often gets the spotlight, we both know that a strong defense can be the difference between a playoff run and an early exit. Looking back at last season, there were moments when the defense shined, but there were also some glaring issues with depth and consistency. Here's the deal: injuries happen, and when they do, a team's depth is put to the test. Unfortunately, the Chiefs have sometimes struggled when backups or younger players had to step into big roles. This lack of depth, especially in key areas like the pass rush and secondary, has left the defense vulnerable at crucial moments. Take pass coverage, for example. While the Chiefs have solid starters, the drop-off in performance when injuries hit is noticeable. The same can be said for run defense. Opposing teams have exploited these weaknesses, and without improvements, this could become a recurring problem next season. So, what's the solution? Building depth takes time and smart decisions, whether through the draft, free agency, or developing existing players. But there's a fine line. Do the Chiefs focus on grooming young talent, or do they bring in experienced veterans who can deliver immediately? I want to hear from you. What's your take on the Chiefs' defense? Which area do you think needs the most attention? Let me know in the comments. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe to Total Chiefs. Your support helps us keep these conversations going and reach our goal of 2,000 subscribers. Up next, we'll look beyond the Chiefs and talk about the rising competition in the AFC West. Trust me, this is where things start to get even more interesting. Let's talk about the AFC West. For years, the Chiefs have ruled this division, but every dynasty faces challengers. And now the competition is heating up. Teams like the Chargers, Broncos, and Raiders aren't just sitting back. They're making moves to close the gap. Take the Chargers, for example. With a young, talented quarterback like Justin Herbert and some key offseason acquisitions, they're positioning themselves as a serious threat. The Broncos, after landing their own star talent, are determined to rebound. Even the Raiders, despite their inconsistencies, have made aggressive moves to stay relevant in this arms race. What does that mean for the Chiefs? It means no game in the division will be a walk in the park. A tougher schedule within the AFC West could add extra pressure to perform consistently, week in and week out. It's not just about talent. It's about staying sharp, healthy, and prepared for anything. So here's a question for you. Which AFC West team do you see as the biggest threat to the Chiefs next season? Is it the Chargers with their growing firepower, or maybe the Broncos finally putting the pieces together? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. As we gear up for the final chapter, we'll take a step back and look at the bigger picture, the opportunities and challenges that lie ahead for the Chiefs. Stick around. It's time to wrap this up with a look at what's next for our team. All right, we've covered a lot. Offensive line concerns, defensive depth, and the rising competition in the AFC West. Now it's time to step back and look at the road ahead for the Chiefs. What's clear is that while this team is still among the NFL's elite, there's no room for complacency. The challenges are real. Protecting Mahomes is priority number one, and bolstering the offensive line will be key to maintaining the offense's explosive rhythm. On defense, adding depth and consistency can help turn those close games into decisive wins. And let's not forget the competition. Every AFC West rival is coming for the throne. But challenges also bring opportunities. The Chiefs have an incredible core of talent, led by Mahomes, and a front office that knows how to build a winning team. Smart moves in the draft and free agency could fill the gaps we've talked about, while strategic adjustments on the field can keep this team ahead of the curve. Here's where you come in. What do you think is the single biggest move the Chiefs need to make this offseason? Is it drafting a standout offensive lineman, strengthening the secondary, or something else entirely? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to Total Chiefs and turn on notifications. Your support helps us keep these conversations going and brings us closer to our goal of 2,000 subscribers. Together, we're building a community of Chiefs fans who bleed red and gold. Thanks for watching, and here's to an exciting season ahead.